Welcome to EP Daily. Today on the show, we head to Rapture in the Rundown.
Plus, we head back to the Stone Age with a review of The Good Dinosaur.
And then Jose and Sophia join Snoopy for a grand adventure. Also coming up, we bring you the final part of our holiday gift guide series. We enter the grid with Tron 2.0 and a look back at the 25 seasons of EP and much more today on EP Daily. Brought to you by EB Games. I'm your host, Victor Lucas, bringing you the latest in everything cool. And in case you haven't heard, EP Daily is not going to be running on City and G4 Canada after December 31st. I am talking to all kinds of people about the future for EP, but if you like what we do here on EP, please go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/EPNTV. Watch some content and please subscribe. But right now, let's get to the rundown. Audiences won't be rid of Riddick anytime soon. Vin Diesel has announced that a new Chronicles of Riddick movie is in development, along with a TV series set in the same universe. The new film is titled The Chronicles of Riddick Furia and will once again be written and directed by David Twohy. As for the TV show, it's called Merc City and will flesh out and expand the deadly Riddick universe by focusing on new mercenary and bounty hunter characters. Along with reprising his iconic role, Diesel is serving as a producer on all of the new Riddick adventures. Time's up. This isn't the only Diesel franchise to get the expanded universe treatment. Universal Pictures recently announced its intention to create a series of Fast and Furious spin-offs.
You're damn right it is.
The BioShock franchise isn't sleeping with the fishes. Speaking with investors, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick says that BioShock is unquestionably a permanent franchise for the publisher, so don't be surprised if a new game surfaces in the next few years. Zelnick also revealed that BioShock creator Ken Levine is currently working on a small and highly creative project, although it's unclear if it's part of the BioShock franchise. BioShock developer Irrational Games closed its doors shortly after the release of the last big game in the series, BioShock Infinite, with Levine forming a new and smaller studio with Take-Two. We'll let you know when new BioShock info bubbles to the surface. Here to help me discuss some of today's topics in the rundown is my buddy Scott Jones. Now, let's talk about BioShock first of all.
All right, one of my favorite subjects.
Do you want more?
I think I do. I didn't love the most recent BioShock.
Infinite was
I didn't love it. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it went wrong. I played it twice. I finished it twice.
Yeah.
Ken Levine is one of my favorite game developers.
Mine
I think
too.
that world is so creative. The first game was very avant-garde. I want to see that again. I want to see it take some chances.
Now, Riddick is something that we've talked about several times on the show. Are you looking forward to more movies?
No, I honestly, I feel like this is just gusto from Vin Diesel, who is feeling very powerful right now. I mean, we had
on the cusp of on the tailwind of the last Fast and Furious movie.
Fast and the Furious movie did very well. They're making more of that. There's more. They're expanding that, and now they're going to grow this universe, the Riddick universe, in some new directions. I wasn't really hungry for any more Riddick.
We enjoyed the last movie. It was okay.
It was okay, but it's forgettable. Like I remember nothing from it, and I feel like he's a very I liked him as the tree in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's good as Groot, yes.
I think he's a great tree.
He's good as the Iron Giant.
But if you're gonna make him deliver dialogue, he's not that interesting. I mean, he's great to look at, like we're great to look at. So you guys turn your TV on, you can't look away from us.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
Oh, geez, what has this devolved into? Okay. His character is kind of interesting, and there is a universe there that is kind of interesting, but they just haven't delivered on all of its potential.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of feeling I'm supposed to walk away from those entertainments with, but it's mostly just frustration.
All right, okay. Well, let's move on to something that may give you some good feelings. It's called The Good Dinosaur.
I bit one croc in half, tail whipped the other, and the last one, well, I drowned that croc in my own blood.
Whoa. Dang! We just got back from The Good Dinosaur. This is Pixar's second movie of the year.
Amazing.
Which is crazy. This has never happened before, where two Pixar movies have been released in the same year.
And the reason is The Good Dinosaur has been in lots of turmoil in development. It's taken a long time to get this movie done. A lot of people were laid off halfway through the process. And so the movie feels, I think, a little different than a lot of Pixar movies. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I did feel like the weight of trying to figure out what this movie was about kind of brought it down a little. It doesn't hit emotionally, I think, and I was surprised by that, like Inside Out did this year.
That's true, because you have this movie that starts out seemingly pretty slow, and you kind of keep waiting for it to get some traction, to move a little bit, and it doesn't really do that. You spend a lot of time with this dinosaur family on their farm, and then some things happen, of course. Then the youngest dinosaur kind of goes off on his own and meets a little Spot, so you meet a little human boy that you see, and that's all that we saw in the previews was the dinosaur and the little boy, so I was expecting that, I think, a little more in the beginning. It took a while to get there.
Totally, and that connection, that relationship is what supercharges the movie.
Family. Huh? You don't understand. That's okay.
There are some definite heartfelt moments between the two, and you kind of wait as a viewer for the kid to show up because he feels like the lifeblood of the film, you know, and it does take too long. And I think there's an endemic issue with the fact that they've used dinosaurs as kind of the people of the film to do human things when their bodies just don't make sense evolutionary-wise to do the things that they're doing. They're not farmers, they don't mow down trees. I mean, obviously this is a cartoon and they have some license there, but it just looked weird on screen. I don't know if you felt the same.
Just because I wasn't expecting it. I was not expecting to jump into a movie and find a dinosaur farm, but we're not farming dinosaurs like we do in a video game. No, like the dinosaurs are the farmers. And they're plowing seeds and they're tilling fields. I know some things from Farm Simulator, everybody. I guess I'm not really sure why that choice was made in the beginning of the movie, but after a while you start to fall in love with it. I guess you're kind of eased into it, kind of like a jacuzzi or a hot tub. Like you're eased into it a little bit with the movie. Like you kind of just get comfortable with it. And I got so comfortable that I thought, you know what? This Pixar movie is not going to make me cry. I am not going to cry. Guess what? Still cried. Still had those moments. I shed exactly 2 tears in this movie because, yes, it still gets to you. Like it still tugs at you.
Well, ain't you just the cutest thing? He likes you.
You don't expect it to happen, but then as it's happening, you're like, oh no, it's happening.
Well,
it's happening now.
It's the design, you know? It's the, I mean, the characters look very, very cute, and when they are connecting on screen, you kind of feel for them for sure, but, you know, there are missed opportunities in this movie too, though. They have this pterodactyl kind of gang that comes in and has to create the jeopardy and has to create the sense of fear in these characters. And it was okay, you know, but we've seen a lot better sort of animal opponents on screen
You just start comparing it to like Lion King or things like that, and it's not that. It won't be that, it can't be that, but this movie does hold its own.
What are you gonna give The Good Dinosaur?
It was okay. It's gonna get a 7.
Gets a 7 for me too.
We're looking back at Tron 2.0 with our 25 seasons in 25 days segment after this.
Whoa! I almost got hit by an Excel spreadsheet.
Just for once, let me look on you with my own eyes.
What's up, guys? This is John Vignacchi, VP of Product Development on Disney Infinity, and my favorite Star Wars memory is actually watching the classic trilogy growing up. And I remember that pivotal point when Luke takes off Darth Vader's mask and it reveals that it's his father. And I remember being curled up next to my dad, and he grabbed me and he held me close and he was like, you see, no matter what happens, they're family and they still love each other. And that was actually my favorite Star Wars memory. I know, probably not that funny, a little bit heartwarming, but I thought it was cute, so I want to share it with you guys. We all have great memories. I know people are crying in the background. All right, anyway, that's it. Thanks, guys.
Go, my son. Leave me.
No, you're coming with me.
Oh, I love that Star Wars memory. I love the Star Wars memories every day. In fact, I should have pitched this to Vic. I have a theme song for the Star Wars memories. It goes like this. Star Wars memories. Who wants to hear Star Wars?
Flodart, go to sleep. Shh, quiet now. Listen, we're celebrating 25 seasons in 25 days here on EP. And guess what? Today's episode features something from season 10. Here's Tron 2.0.
Greetings, programs. Welcome to the Game Grid. Now we're here today with Jason Hall, who's the CEO of Monolith, and we're talking, of course, about Tron!
So tell me about the story for Tron 2.0.
20 years ago, there was the episodic adventure that we call Tron. Now it's today, and we're going back to the world to look at how it's evolved with today's technology. You play as the son of Alan Bradley, who appeared in the original film. Your name is Jet Bradley, and your father has turned up missing, and you need to find him.
Now, did you use any of the original character actors or voices? You know, people from the original movie.
Bruce Boxleitner, he's playing, once again, Alan Bradley.
Whoa! I almost got hit by an Excel spreadsheet.
So now tell me about the life cycles. Do they have weapons on them, or what's the deal?
The life cycles actually are affected by the grid that you're driving on. The grid can provide power-ups and weapons or things like shields. There's a whole strategy involved as you're racing your light cycle around in terms of where you want to go and what kind of trail you want to leave behind you. You even can pick up a power-up that'll let you break through an opponent's wall.
Now in the movie, the red guys were bad, the blue guys were good. Do we have any like other colors happening?
If you're blue, you're generally a program that's trying to work within the rules of the system. If you're red, you're part of the system itself. And then the additional colors will indicate other interests that take place inside the Tron universe. One color you're going to get to know very well is sort of this greenish lime glowing color, which represents data corruption, which is running through the entire system.
Talk to me about multiplayer.
We've got light cycles in multiplayer mode, where you have a number of arenas and you can unlock new cycles. And also, we have disc battle, rocket arena-ish multiplayer. So, you know, instead of just always being stuck in a light cycle racing around, you also have the ability to get it on with the discs.
Oh, so it's a little like Discs of Tron then. Remember the old arcade game?
Speaking of that, are there any old arcade game surprises?
You just want me to give away all the secrets in this game, don't you?
Sounds like a yes to me, Jason.
Well, you gotta play the game and find out.
Well, thanks for answering my questions, Jason. And thanks for letting me test drive one of these life cycles.
No problem.
Can you show me a few tricks?
You got it.
We got tanks on our tail.
That. And guess what? If you love that too, you can go to our YouTube page at youtube.com/EPNTV. You can subscribe to it and like our little videos there. And I also like reading the comments too.
I like reading
the comments. Make one nice for me, guys.
Yes, maybe one for me. Listen, we got to take a quick break, but when we come back, we've got the latest segment in our holiday shopping series. You're not going to want to miss this. See you after this. Welcome back to EP Daily.
I got this too.
It's a very nice tune. You know, earlier in the show, I sang a little song. Now I want to do a little dance to celebrate our holiday shopping segment. It's called the Black Friday, everybody. Pushing my cart, grabbing my bargain. Got my
grabbing my bargain. Here's part 5 of our holiday shopping special.
It's holiday gift guide time once again, everybody. Yep. Today we're focusing on 2 things, tech and toys. I don't know anything about either one of those 2 things. But listen, Victor Lucas, no one loves tech or loves toys as much as you do. What would you recommend this holiday season?
The first thing that I'm going to recommend is the Apple TV 4th generation. This is the brand new Apple TV that Apple's just put out there. It's a streaming box. The big new draw, I think, this time around is the App Store integration. Now it can play a lot of the same games that you can play on your iOS device, and it can hook up with a controller. So suddenly there's storage on the Apple TV. You can play games like Transistor, which looks amazing, or Geometry Wars 3, which looks incredible. Apple should have done this a long time ago. We've all been waiting for it, but now you've got a game-playing TV streaming device, and it's so cool to have this stuff immediately like that.
So it's kind of like having an iPhone that fits in your living room.
Yes.
That sounds very cool. Marissa, Roberta, what about you, though? What's your toy or tech that you want to recommend for gift giving?
I'm clearly holding many toys in my arms, but no, I want to save this for later. This is for the cheaper gift. I want to talk about the more expensive one because we're sticking with expensive right now, it seems. I want to talk about Plantronics because we've reviewed a few different headphones now from Plantronics, and they've always really impressed us.
Yeah.
And I think if you have an audiophile in your life, the Backbeat Pro Plus headphones, they're big and they're comfortable, and they sit, like, I don't normally wear this stuff around and I won't wear these out, but I will sit and I will play games with these on at home. I can't get enough of them, really.
There's two phones that I would recommend for pairing up with some Bluetooth headphones.
Okay.
Either the iPhone 6S Plus, which is you know, the big, beautiful, brand new iPhone that's out there with the Force Touch. But Samsung's alternative in the Android space, the Galaxy S6 Edge, is also a terrific phone with that, and it's beautiful, and with that extra sort of slant on the side where you can see some information. They had to do something different, and they did, and they built a beautiful phone out there.
The one piece of tech that I do want and I do crave every time I see one at Vic's house, and he has them all, it's all of the consoles that are themed with certain properties. Like, for example, Destiny. We've got a Batman one. We've got one for Star Wars Battlefront with Darth Vader on the side.
Amazing, I love the Hyrule Edition new 3DS.
And there's one Marissa loves.
Guys, don't even get me started on my Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer. It's the perfect size 3DS, though. The new 3DS is a smaller version.
Which finally came to North America.
Exactly. That's the best size, really. I know people like the big one.
I like the bigger ones.
I like the big one.
Okay, let's keep it on Animal Crossing, though, because I have a lot of Animal Crossing buddies in my hands. Jones, this is for you. You get resetty, because he's the most annoying one in the game.
He's a little mole.
He's a little mole. You get the conductor, because he brings us into town, and he brings us so much joy.
Look at the cheeks.
Big cheeks.
Look at that.
And he does. And I'm going to get DJ KK.
So there you go, a nice assemblage of tech and toys for your holiday shopping needs. Lots of good ideas out there.
Merry Christmas.
It's been a good year for dogs and games. You know, you have Dog Meat in Fallout 4, you have D-Dog in Metal Gear Solid 5, but we're here to talk about another famous dog, Snoopy. Snoopy's Grand Adventure.
For being Peanuts characters, the game looks pretty good. Snoopy looks great.
He's great in this 3D animated self. He does his little backflips if you let him just idle there for a really long time. It's very
cute.
cute.
He does his little smile. He's always like cheesing whenever he stops and looks at you. Does a little stupid smile. So you're like, okay. So it's essentially just a platformer. You have to collect 300 jelly beans in every level. You got to find 6 little Woodstock guys, and then you can just go on to the next level. Sounds simple enough. But this game does nothing for telling you what it is you're supposed to do in order to, you know, make sure that you're getting everything. Just in regards to Woodstock specifically. You come across this little icon, it's 2 Woodstock feet, you're like, hey, Woodstock can join your game. You're like, all right. So I'm jumping up, I'm hitting the Y button because it looks like 2 Y buttons.
It's yellow.
It's yellow, I'm like, all right, no. Maybe I have to find him in the world. So then you find the little guys, you're like, okay, no, that wasn't what I'm supposed to find.
Where's Woodstock?
Where is he? I don't know where he is. And luckily, you texted me and said, hey, were you able to unlock Woodstock without using a second controller? Oh, the old co-op trick.
Yes, it's co-op. And the only co-op option is to bring in a second controller. And when you see Woodstock's icon, you can use just an analog stick. Woodstock comes in. It's meant to be for kids. And it's meant to be for a parent to play with a child, but probably a really young child, because the Woodstock part is really not very demanding. You just kind of fly in, super cute, and then you're off and you're gone again. Until you find another Woodstock icon throughout the level. But, you know, as you mentioned, you're collecting jelly beans. What these jelly beans are for, I'm not sure. It's just,
no idea.
If you want to be a completionist, you can actually go back to the original levels once you've unlocked Snoopy costumes. So as you're playing, you get Snoopy costumes or, you know, little t-shirts that give you different powers. So you get this little Indiana Jones hat, and then you start climbing vines.
You get like a rocket pack shirt, he just jumps really far. I was all about that. I'm like, well, there's nothing that can stop me now.
Yeah, and then you can go back and revisit other levels and, you know, kind of collect pretty much all the jelly beans. So there is replayability there, but it is very simple. It's really difficult to die. I don't even know if you can die, because I didn't really lose any health.
I did.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
Wait,
a couple of times when I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to care about the jelly beans. I'm just going to try to get to the end of the level as fast as possible to see what's next. And I would just get hit and like, screw it, because you can collect your hearts after
you can grab your heart back.
Which is like, okay. Yeah. And every time you get through a level, there's like a big boss fight. So you're like, all right, we're going to go through this boss fight, and you gain an extra heart if you defeat a boss. So I'm running around, I got like 6 hearts. Like, there's nothing that can stop me. I'm pretty much the most unstoppable Snoopy since Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Right, but you still died somehow.
Yeah, well, that was when I only had 3. I was rushing it.
You were rushing
Wasn't taking my time.
So, what do you think?
Well, Snoopy's Grand Adventure wasn't very grand for me. Obviously, definitely not catered towards me, myself, because I don't have any kids, but I am a big kid at heart, and I do enjoy Snoopy. I'm still, it's a decent platform. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10?
Yeah.
I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was...
8?
Yeah!
An Ocho?
Great!
That's like a double!
It's great!
Yeah, great!
For the audience!
Great! An Ocho? We all make mistakes, Sophia. This is your pass.
Listen, James, I know you wore this toque first, and I'm just wearing it for the first time now in studio, and my head's a little itchy, so what did you give me?
Well, Marissa, 75% of all people.
You know what? I don't want to hear it. Don't go anywhere, because after the break, we've got our Twitter question of the day.
If you want more EP, go to our website, epn.tv, for bonus content and full episodes. We're also on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to EP Daily. It is time now for the best part of every episode. It's the Twitter question of the day, and today's question comes from Luke R. Maloney. What is one Christmas gift you dream of receiving, but due to expense and or scarcity, you likely never will? Victor Lucas, what do you got for me?
Well, I got one, and if any rich people out there want to send this to me, by all means. It's the Soap Studio is the name of the company. They've built the most ridiculous remote control Dark Knight tumbler. Everything is automated on that, and there's an app that can control everything. Unbelievable detail. Comes with a great little Batman figure. It's $900 US. It's huge.
Okay.
So expensive.
Okay, if you were hoping that I would write that down and get that for you, it's not happening.
What about
Listen,
you?
for me, I just would like a huge stack of Hustlers.
Okay. Those are hard to find.
I would like a big box of Mounds bars. So if anybody's got either one of those two things, my Christmas will be bright this year.
Oh, very nice. Okay, remember, if you've got questions for us or you want to get caught up, go to epn.tv. And, of course, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/EPNTV.
And that's it for today's episode. But coming tomorrow, we've got another look at Deus Ex Mankind Divided. You're not going to want to miss this. Thanks for watching, everybody.
See you tomorrow. EP would like to thank its sponsors, Nintendo, Xbox. EP's mobile coverage is brought to you by Gameloft, makers of Asphalt 8 Airborne, which you can play on your Android or iOS device for free right now.
You're not going to go all wonky on us now, Hansa, are you?
I guarantee you'll never see it coming. It takes a weapon who chooses to believe a better future is possible.